Like everybody is a salesperson. They're not aware.
Yeah.
And for me, I had to do it street style.
Yeah.
When you're in a job interview, you're selling yourself.
True.
When you're at a company or a PowerPoint presentation for a company or a board or of some company, you're trying to get them to give you a contract, you are selling.
Yeah.
When you are out there modeling or like, we are always selling ourselves every day. And a lot of
Always.
people are not aware.
Yeah.
And you gotta have that skill.
Yeah.
You gotta know how to sell. Yeah.
What do you think are the 2 biggest sales tips people need to know and implement every single day?
So when you approach sales, approach it in that mindset,
Yes.
but with as less arrogance or less ego as possible.
Activating
soon
the
as you
law of
grab it,
reciprocity.
Thank you, you get it.
That's
Danko.
it. Yeah.
But then again, you can't waste too much time with one client.
Hello, Resonate community, and welcome to the Resonate podcast. Actually, welcome to the best and the biggest sales and entrepreneurship podcast in the world. I'm saying that every episode because that's exactly what we're doing here, and that's where we're going. I am so excited about today's conversation because the guest that I have is no stranger to any multimedia sector you can ever think of. I mean, this gentleman went from like giving us the classic blues of Remember When It Rains to actually now teaching us how to make it rain. So I am so excited. Did you like that?
Yeah.
I spent some time literally putting that together because I was like, it fit so well. I have the one and the only DJ Sbu.
Good day,
Welcome.
ma'am.
Welcome. Such an honor to have you.
Thank you.
Such an
I
honor.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
And congratulations with the incredible work.
Thank you.
It's amazing.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And please don't be one of those people that gives up after 30 episodes.
Not me.
Minimum 100 episodes.
You said that to me and I was just like, yo. Now there's a new challenge. Now we must go to 100. It's like I'm just trying to make it to 20. But that's great advice. Thank you so much.
How
So
many are you on now? Sorry.
I think we're on 8.
Oh, 8. Well
I think
done.
we're on 8
Okay.
episodes. So we're moving.
Well
we're
done.
close to
So I
10.
look at it like what you've done
Yeah.
with this one and then another one that's 10.
Yeah.
And then just think of that as I can do that. It wasn't that
Yeah.
difficult, but 10
Yeah.
times over. That's 100 episodes minimum.
Okay.
Then you're going somewhere.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. So we have a little thing that we do in our podcast just to give the people that are watching or listening a bit of an idea of who we're talking to. I'm sure if you're watching this, you already know this gentleman, but I've got a few questions. So we're going to go through a fire round of questions that are very light and easy just to get to know you a bit more.
Yes, ma'am.
And there's only one rule. You only get one pass.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay. Cool. What's the first thing you look forward to every morning?
My daughter getting to school on time.
Are you the parents that's always late?
Not always, no.
Okay.
I think I've done really well this
Okay.
year.
Okay.
And over the past few years, but before that, I was very bad with time.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's like a thing of a victory thing.
Yeah, and I feel better, right? I'm conquering a lot of things this year.
Okay.
It's not only it's a lot of things. I'm doing very well this year.
Really?
On my goals
Look
already.
at you. Q2, here you go.
I am, yeah. Like the first quarter of the year,
Yeah.
I've done really well. Like I haven't had a lot of things. I mean, I've been having a lot of. I changed my diet in eating. I committed to gym. I changed just a lot of new habits that I've adopted that are making me a better person. And I can see you don't see the difference in like immediately.
Yeah.
You see it with those compounding.
Like you're incremental over a period of
Thank
time.
you. Yeah. Now that we are in April
Yes.
or May, I can look back and say since the year started, I can see the improvement. Yeah.
What inspired the change?
What inspired the change was, when people go for New Year's resolutions and that type of stuff, I every year fast on the first month of the year.
Yeah.
A lot of people do a minimum at least 21 days. I do at least a month, 30 days. And they say it takes a minimum 21 days for you to learn a new habit.
Yeah.
Right. So when I fasted, it was a 1 meal a day, no sugar, lots of water fast.
Okay.
Right. So as much as it wasn't really spiritual, but it was. But at the same time, I think it also helped me to learn new habits. So I'd still have my more fire, but at least I've released a sugar-free one.
I was going to ask if we're getting a healthier more fire.
Which we do have.
Oh, nice.
And shout out to my sister Natasha, who's Miss SA currently.
Ooh.
She's got her own version of more fire, which is the Berry Queen. It's no sugar. So no sugar this year, no fats, no chocolate, sweets, chips. Like I have not touched none of that. So I've been clean, eating veggies, fruits, juicing like crazy, drinking lots of water, exercising like crazy.
Yeah.
And also no sugar, and I've just seen the difference. I see it in my face.
Yeah.
I feel it in my body, and you know when you start
Even
feeling
in your energy.
the results, you
Yeah.
just want to do more
Yeah,
of
yeah,
whatever
yeah.
you've been doing because
Yeah.
it's working. Yeah.
Ah, okay. I love that. I want to get into that a little bit later. What's your favorite pastime?
Past time.
Pastime. So what do you do like when you're just lazing around? What's
Yeah.
the thing you like doing every now and then?
Exercising, reading, playing tennis, playing with my children. What else? Yeah, visiting family. You know,
Yeah.
I used to travel a lot. I haven't traveled much since COVID-19,
Oh,
although I have traveled. I mean, I was out of the country for like 5 months in a row, but that was the only travel I did.
Last
which
year?
was the US.
Okay.
I think it was it last year? It was the year before. I think I
Okay.
did it in 2022. Yeah, so from around August, September 2022 until February 2023,
Yeah.
I was out of the country. So that's the only travel I've done. But it's one of the things that I used to love doing. Like anytime I've got time, I'm out of the country.
You're like away.
Yeah, and it's one of the things I've always worked hard for, to be able to be free so much so that you can just make the decision and be like, actually, I want to be out and be
Necessary.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
and that's what I
necessary.
used to do. But now I'm home.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying being home, playing with my kids, spending more time with them, being a father, encouraging other people, and playing tennis and exercising.
Nice.
Oh, and podcasting.
Of course. That's like a new thing now. And we're loving it.
Yeah.
What's the last book you read?
The last book I read, it's crazy. It's my new manuscript. I just finished my new book.
Ooh, Okay. Give us a bit more.
What's
tell
interesting
me
is
about
that
it.
it's my new book is about purpose. So it's my fourth book. It's my fourth bestseller. I like it when you began the show.
Yeah.
That you're already manifesting what you want your
Yeah.
podcast to become. I'm already calling it a bestseller because the other three are bestsellers,
Yes.
right? So this will be a bestseller too. And this one is around, all of my books are around my life story. I use my life story as a case study
Yeah.
to teach something.
Yeah.
And the other books have been about entrepreneurship. So this one is about purpose. I always say to people, Sbu, my name is Sbu, which means I'm blessed to become a blessing. And my mission statement is I'm here to change people's lives. So when I look at the new opportunity that I've just received, which is a mainstream radio opportunity to go back to the SABC and host a national radio show, it just happened literally 3 weeks ago. So it is not in my current book.
Congratulations on that.
And thank you.
Congratulations. That's
Ngiyabonga.
big.
Yeah, because I love radio.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing now is adding that into the book. Because it's just a new achievement, right?
Okay.
So the book is about purpose. The book is about living for purpose. I was born for purpose. That's the name of the
Yeah.
book, Born for Purpose. And being intentional about purpose. And then I give the reader an opportunity to map their own lives using mine as a case study to see what purpose are they leading.
Shucks.
What is their passion that can lead them to their purpose? And what is their purpose?
Yeah.
So challenge them, right? That's what the book does. It's not an entrepreneurship book. It doesn't promote anything that is to do with money or business or nothing. It's just about purpose. And I
Yeah.
feel it's the right time now in the world to remind people about why do we do what we do? Why are we here?
That is so powerful because purpose is such a big conversation. And every time we talk about purpose, people have this idea that it has to be one thing. And you have been somebody that we've watched, DJing, acting, presenting, producing, like we can name it, social media, podcasting. You've always excelled at all these things. How have you managed to maintain purpose within the different mediums of multimedia or social media that we've seen you move across?
That's a great question. I always appreciate my mother for the role she played from when I was young, and just naming me Sbusiso, because for me that has been a consistent daily reminder of why I'm here. So from when I was young, she used to just drum it into me that even if anything worse were to happen that she passes on while I was still young, I must always remember to follow my name. I never used to understand what that means.
Sure.
Obviously now that I'm older, I understand that,
Yeah.
but I never used to. So subconsciously, it's something that has followed me.
Yeah.
So if I'm on radio, I have to use radio to empower other children, whether I'm helping them get bursaries, putting government institutions under pressure using cameras or the microphone. Or if I'm not using radio to empower other people, I'm using my so-called celebrity, to give other children shine, bring them into my circle, and then they shine on their own. With everything that I do. So whether it's podcasting, whether it's radio, whether it's music, I put others on, right? Make them shine, make them become successful. Whether it's business, apart from empowering other people by giving them jobs, but you also want to use the knowledge that you are attaining from business to share with other younger entrepreneurs.
Yes.
So it's pretty much a purposeful life that over the years, as I've lived, as much as I've been intentional about it, now that I'm older, I'm so proud of myself that it started out at an early age, and that's pretty much what inspired the current book that I'm writing. To say, actually, people don't know that behind the scenes, internally, all these things that I do are actually planned out. So even this new move of me getting this great opportunity to go back to the SABC, a lot of my followers are like, but you promoted entrepreneurship. You said we must be independent and build our own things.
So now you're going to go get
now
a job.
Now you're going to get, go get a job. And it's nice to hear people say that because they're holding you accountable, and it shows that they're following your work. And I always appreciate that when they call me out, when they drag me, when they, I like that. I don't want to just do things and forget. I've got an army of people that I'm inspiring. So for me I'm one of those people that has never said to anyone they must resign and leave their job. I've always said, if you don't like it, if it's stressing you, make the decision and leave and go start your thing. I didn't have the luxury of leaving my job, and I did not want to leave my job. I'm a broadcaster. I'm a radio DJ. I'm DJ Sbu. That name comes from me being on radio. I come from community radio, campus radio, but in provincial radio, ALS radio, commercial radio. I've done like pretty much almost every radio station, most commercial radio stations you can think of in this country. And I kind of feel it's my sport. It's what I'm good at. It's what I was born to do. And all these other things, these blessings that I have, came because of me being on radio. So nobody in their right mind on my level would leave an opportunity to broadcast to millions of people every morning. Because it's even a plus on every other thing that I do. It's a plus on the people that I inspire.
100%.
I reach out to more people. It's a plus to the businesses that I run. It's a plus to me as a brand. But at the same time, it's a plus to me as a person who's living out his purpose to reach out to my audiences on just one microphone. I can literally speak to millions. So whoever kind of felt I should have said no to that opportunity, they're crazy. What I SABC, national radio. Need to know. I don't even care about the money. It's what I was born to do. Which brings me to this conversation, because your podcast is a personal development podcast.
So more sales and entrepreneurship.
And that's personal development, because you need to know those skills for you to be able to go and perform well out there. I say you must find your passion. What is it that you love so much that you don't care about whether they pay you or they don't, but you just want to do it every day anyways?
That's true.
Do you know what I mean? That's your passion. For me, radio is my passion. It all started out on radio. It all started out with me walking a Kasi with those. Back in the day, there never used to be a iPhone. There used to be a Discman. I'm a Sony Discman. Maybe you're a bit young.
I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that looks like. A Discman. No.
So it's like a small portable CD player. You open it and you put on your CD.
Yes.
And you can put it in your school bag, because I was a student. And then the headphones come out from my T-shirt like this. And then I'm just always pretending I'm on radio.
Messy business.
So I'd record myself with a cassette at home.
And
then I'm listening to my Discman in the beginning, it was the cassette one. Listening to my tapes, listening to myself. Sometimes I'd be walking and pretending to be a big-time radio DJ. This is when I was like 12, 13, 14, 15 years old. Walking around the street in Eka, I said, this is DJ Sbu. You're listening to my show, blah, blah, blah. It's something that I've always wanted to do. And then the passion, that which you love, that you don't mind doing for free, is the one that leads you to your purpose. Because the passion, you become so good at it that at some point, because you're pursuing it all the time, even if you've got a side job or whatever you're doing, you're studying, but you're doing this thing after class, you're doing this thing after work on weekends at night. Like this thing is something you love. Maybe it's soccer, maybe it's swimming, maybe it's karate, maybe it's dancing. You know, for me it's radio. And then you're gonna become so good at it because you're putting in so many hours in it, and then people will start sort of offering you money. People will start inviting you to places. Then you'll feel that, man, it looks like people are watching this thing. Just continue. And then when they start paying you, that's when it starts becoming a career. And everybody would love to wake up in the morning and go do what they love. And that's what I've done all my life. And then once you start getting paid for it, because you become so good, and that's what happens to everybody, whether it's Lionel Messi, whether it's Cristiano Ronaldo, whether it's Mike Tyson, you know, then people start paying you for it. You become so good at it. Then whether you like it or not, because you're becoming so good at it and you're intentional about your purpose, then it turns into your purpose, because then you use that experience and the skills that you have in this thing that you're doing so well in to either put on others or to share your skills with others, to share your knowledge. That's now purpose.
I like that, because what you're basically demystifying is that the Instagrams or the TV presenting and the radio are just mediums that we use to pass our message through. Like, they're not the thing. And I think people think that when you say I'm passionate about radio, you're saying I'm not passionate about entrepreneurship. But it's like you can still be, but still use radio as a medium to kind of, follow up with that message. I love that so much. And I want to get into entrepreneurship because you've been the ambassador.
Yes, man. And this is entrepreneurship, by the way.
Yeah.
Because other people who are who've got a mindset of being employed sees what I've just done as a move to be employed.
Yes.
Not entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurs can actually see that it's a business move.
Yes.
They can see that this will benefit me and even open up more opportunities. Which business doesn't want SABC airtime?
Exactly.
Which personality doesn't want to be on the mic and speak to millions of people?
Yeah.
And everybody knows this is just a given, that when you are a personality who's speaking to millions of people on the radio, opportunities come flooding in. You just have to know to some of them. You know, some of them you're like, no, I can't do this. Oh, no, that does not align with my value. Like, that's what being on a platform as big as that does.
Yeah.
But for me, now that I'm also podcasting and I'm in the digital era, it's going to be a challenge and a new opportunity for me to merge radio or traditional old ways of doing media and this new digital way. So that's what I'll be doing there. So it's not just doing radio the old school way. I already have a successful podcast. So how do I merge the two? And at the same time, how do I come up with ideas together with the public broadcasters team to not only merge these things and create a new era in broadcasting in South Africa, because nobody's doing it well at the moment as we speak. They're doing it well overseas. But at the same time, how do we then involve their sales team to sell all of these properties together and make money out of it?
Because it has to be a business driver at the end of the day.
So it is a business deal, basically.
Yes, 100%. I love that you clarified that. How did you manage to do it in the past? Because, I mean, I remember you're doing friends like these and you're like so great there. And then you moved to like being so big on social media. How did the transition move for you?
Oh, that's a very good question. Friends Like These was an amazing family show.
Yeah.
It was on SABC1, the biggest channel in the country.
Yes.
And it's a family show that has got a concept called the Battle of the Sexes. Battle of the Sexes always works because you've got guys going against girls, girls going against guys.
Yeah.
Those type of games work all the time because these are sexes,
Yes.
right? And if you look at the internet right now, a lot of podcasts that focus on that type of content are big.
Yes.
And a lot of clips that go viral out of a lot of podcasts are big.
Yeah.
People call it gender wars. I don't
Yes.
think it's just, it's just
I get
debates
you,
or comparison. But anything that has to do with guys versus girls works out. And we so happen to have an idea like that for Friends Like These, which became the biggest game show in the country. And I hosted it for about 11 years. And for me to lose that job, it was because I was also working at the SABC on radio. And I obviously went at the Metro FM Awards show to advertise my Mofi. That's how I lost my job. And then when I lost my radio job, I obviously lost Friends Like These because it's also an SABC product, right?
Yeah.
So how did I evolve from then to sort of build myself on the internet? It's because I knew that I don't have the SABC's airtime anymore. I'm
Was
not
do
on
or
radio
die.
anymore. I'm not on TV anymore. And it was sort of almost just at the beginning, the beginning years of
Yes.
social media.
Yeah.
And I just hopped on it. And then I just never stopped. I just
Sure.
saw this thing growing. This Instagram
Yeah.
thing is growing. This Facebook thing is growing. Facebook was the first.
Yes.
And then, but I had already had a website.
Yeah.
I was already doing multimedia stuff on my previous YFM breakfast. I was the first jock in this country to multi-broadcast live a radio show on TV. It was live on Soweto
wow.
TV at morning up until 9, and then it would be live in the evening if you've missed it. You catch the episode at 10 p.m. on Soweto
wow.
TV. I was doing that. I had
Yeah.
cameras in the studio,
Yeah.
and we were way ahead of our time. That's
Yeah.
many years ago. So I knew the power that we were being ushered into with this whole multimedia, social media thing that was
Yes.
happening. And I kind of felt, let me be at it. And
Yeah.
also at the time, my company was still new. So I did not have the platform anymore.
Yes.
So I was forced to use social media.
Yeah.
So I literally built my brand on social media. Kanti, the byproduct of it is that I'm like, as much as I'm promoting this all the time,
Yeah.
obviously it gets me out there.
Yes.
A lot of this. So then my voice
Absolutely.
is out there, right?
Yeah. One of the most radical things I saw you do, and I think that's how I also knew about Morfire, is you went in the streets and you were selling it. I'm curious to know why, because you're a DJ Sbu. You did not have to, in my view. Like, you could have called a couple of people. Like, there could have been other ways in this day and age of just maintaining your celebrity-ship to do this like formally and beautifully and make it look colorful. Why?
That's a very good question.
My questions are great, aren't they?
Yeah, you got very good. You do your research. That's why this podcast is gonna do really well.
Thank you very
Just
much.
keep at it. Just be consistent.
Thank you.
Anyway, I think I was.
And sorry, just maybe before you answer that, I remember also you were giving it, people were buying it who literally sell stuff in the street. Like, it became a product that was very much accessible, when a lot of celebrity and uphill people kind of want to make their products inaccessible so that they can, inflate their prices, etc., etc. Why was that a strategy for you?
I've always known where my strong support base comes from. I don't like calling my supporters fans,
Yes.
but I've always known that gets wakas. Ngintwana selokishini. And the people that have always supported me from day one, abantu baselokishini. People that understand my DNA, they understand where I can understand my culture, how I speak. And even when I joined radio from community radio, because I come from raw community radio,
Sure.
I was trained there. And even when I became a runner-up of a talent search competition to join YFM, there were two DJs that I was looking up to at the time who were older than me. May so rest in peace, Isaac Fanakaba Kabzela, who was presenting his radio show in township language, right? And
Nice.
he would speak to prisoners, he would speak to Otsital, he was just a raw township guy on radio.
Yeah.
And DJ Fresh, but the similarities between these two, as much as DJ Fresh was different,
Yes.
and he was his own caliber of talent, they used the on-air opportunity to empower other people. DJ Fresh had the DJ Fresh Scholarship.
Nice.
Or I don't know if it was called the DJ Fresh Foundation. And then Kabzela had a movement called PYG, the Positive Youth of Gauteng. So because I'm looking at these guys and they inspire me, and it's guys I would like to be like one day, I sort of I liked the fact that they were giving back. So that's how I started my entire career, even with my foundation. I've always wanted to give back. I guess subconsciously, as I told you, the drumming in of, hey,
Yes.
Usiso, and
Yes.
you're a blessing,
Yeah.
right? So even when we started Morfire, when we started it, I was frustrated. I had been running my education foundation for we started in 2005. When we started Morfire was 2014. So I'd been running it for 9 years. So every year when it comes to school season, January, I have to go knock on government institutions asking for bursaries.
money.
I have to use my radio show, call these people, put them on the spotlight to sponsor kids.
Yeah.
And at some point, I kind of felt you end up feeling like a glorified beggar. Some of them are late for meetings. Some of them, they don't take you seriously. Some of them, like
And
they
you just have to withstand it because you want money from
and
them.
and then you're like, but I'm doing it for your kids too.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for the country, it's not for me. But people never saw it that way. So
Yeah.
I was sort of getting irritated because I'm not somebody who likes asking for things. I don't like
Yeah.
handouts.
Yeah.
Then I kind of felt, how do you come up with an idea of a business that when it makes money, certain profits go into this foundation of ours, so we are able to do this work and we are self-sustainable. That was the birth of Morfire, right? So we're intentional
Yes.
about it. So even when you read, you'll see that our slogan says, ignite your mind, with countless possibilities. So when other energy drinks will focus on extreme sports and all these marketing campaigns that have to do with extraordinary things, ours was the mind. It's about empowering or igniting the mind of an African child and showing possibility. When you read the can, it says, set your ambitions alight. Let your mind breed a fire, barking a new fire for passion, and rise beyond the ashes of your limitations. Ignite your mind with countless possibilities. So we're intentional. So when I lost that platform, I knew that I can't not have this thing succeed. It has to succeed.
Yeah.
And I knew that the model that I wanted was to have this thing as less as possible, as affordable as possible, so that somebody else can see it as an opportunity or as a tool to go change their life. Put bread on the table, make 300 rands for the day, 500 rands for the day.
Yes.
Others 1,000 rands for a day, 3,000 rands for a day. That was the model. So I was getting frustrated that people were not getting that model. So when I didn't have the TV or radio platforms, I used social media because I can sell, by the way. I can sell.
Oh, yeah. I know you're a great salesperson. I've seen that.
Oh, you've seen my videos.
I've seen you. You're a great salesperson. I was like, what?
So I've always sold from when I was a kid. Like, I joined a company called WWI where they taught me the 5 and the 8 steps to a sale, 8 steps to success. So I know what it takes to sell a product. I know how to close a client. I know how to upsell. I know how to go even when you're not selling. I know the law of average. I know what it takes to sell anything. Right? So it helped that I've got that skill. That's why I succeeded in the music. And that's why I succeeded in pretty much in every other thing that I've done.
That's very true.
But people from the outside wouldn't know that I've got that skill to sell. I think it started showing itself during that time. So I was frustrated that they're not buying it in numbers to go sell it. But at the same time, they're saying they're unemployed and they're crying for opportunities. I'm like, you're not even, just take this thing, go make $300, go make it 500, go make $800. So I had to go show and lead by example. That's why I was doing that. But even on days when I was broke, I'd pretend as if, it helped. It helped because of the little money that I'd make from selling.
That was such a powerful thing to see you do, because I mean, every time I think about it, I'm like, you didn't have to, but you did it. And I love that you mentioned that it's so important to understand who your audience is, to understand who your support system is, because those were people that were able to create the hype around the product to kind of get it to where it is right now with everything that's going on. That is just mind-blowing.
And we are selling every time. Like, everybody is a salesperson. They're not aware. And for me, I had to do it street style, hardcore, the most simplest way. I know that I make it look easy because I'm good at it, right? But if you practice what I teach, I even write about it on my previous book, The Art of Hustling, Sell or Surrender. I also explain how important it is to know how to sell. Because when you're in a job interview, you're selling yourself. When you're at a company or a PowerPoint presentation for a company or a board or of some company, you're trying to get them to give you a contract, you are selling. When you are out there modeling or like, we are always selling ourselves every day, and a lot of people are not aware. And you gotta have that skill. You gotta know how to sell.
What do you think are the 2 biggest sales tips people need to know and implement every single day?
Your customer is king, as they say. I know it sounds cliche, but your customer is king.
So true.
And guess what? Once you've got that customer interested, you can sell them anything. So when I'm showing people that you can sell a 10 Rand product, but the skills that I'm showing you are the same skills that can actually one day help you sell a $1 billion company, right? Because it's the same skill. Yes, in the street, it's different because it's quick. You're speaking to a person, but there's a way in how you speak to them. And I kind of feel what people need to know, apart from knowing that their customers are king, they must remove the mindset of thinking that people don't have money. That's why I like it when entrepreneurs are barking, price their products whatever level they think.
My life changed when I realized that it's not that people don't have money.
You just need to find a way to get it out of their pockets. A lot of people have money, guys, and stop this thing of saying there's no money in South Africa. There's a lot of it. Yes, some of the people, they take advantage of us who are in power and who are corrupt, and they eat that money, right? But there's a lot of money in South Africa. And yes, I know that we're going through the most. I know the unemployment rate is high, but sometimes we need to train our minds that there's a lot of money out there. And we need to stop this scarcity mindset. And we need to believe that we are meant for greater, for greater things than we actually think.
So
we're meant for greatness, we're meant for success, we're meant for abundance, we're meant for prosperity, billions, you being a president that you want to be. Like, you are meant for all of those things, and don't look down upon yourself and stop this scarcity mindset.
Yeah.
Once you approach sales with that mindset, it'll make you, when a person is buying one, you might end up getting them to buy 12 because you believe good, there's more.
Yeah.
Where this 10 rand comes from, there's more.
Yes.
Sometimes I play around. I'm
Yeah.
like, let me see how much you have there.
Yeah.
And then they take out 20 bucks. I'm like, let me just give you 2, but just take 2. So as a salesperson also, you must learn to upsell.
Ooh.
How does that teach you? How does that help you? It helps you because as you grow in your journey, doing whatever you're doing, building your business or building yourself or building your career, because you don't have a scarcity mindset, you're a big dreamer. I wrote another book before the selling one. That one was called Billionaires Under Construction.
Oh, yes, I know that one.
Why was I calling it billionaires? I was stretching people's minds. Like, we are under construction, guys. We are billionaires. Stop
Yeah.
looking down upon ourselves just for looking for just a job. Like, you're meant for more. You're meant to own your things, build your things, be great. You're meant for greatness. So I was trying to inspire an abundance type of a mindset. So when you approach sales, approach it in that mindset,
Yes.
but with as less arrogance or less ego as possible.
That's
You
so
customize them that look great. You're amazing. You look good. I love your jacket. Geez, where did you get that?
Yeah.
While you're still enjoying the compliment.
Yeah.
This one is just for you. You see them sometimes who do that, right?
Yes.
Oscar.
Yeah.
No, I don't have. No, Oscar.
Activating
soon
the
as you
law of
grab it,
reciprocity.
Thank you. You get it.
That's
Danko.
it. Yeah. And it's like, now I'm obliged. I'm like, okay, if you give me this one for free, let me pay for 2 more. Because,
Thank you.
you know?
I mean, in my business, we call it a cold can is a sold can.
Ah.
Yeah, because once you give it to them on a hot day, once they grab it, it's cold. It's difficult
love
to
that.
take it back.
I love that.
And there's this person who's just charming you, who's giving you all these compliments.
Yeah.
But then again, you can't waste too much time with one client. So even if you are selling your business, you sometimes maybe trying to work with government, and these politicians, sometimes they're late for meetings, sometimes they're 2 hours late.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to just draw the line and show them that there's just other things you can't tolerate. Unfortunately, you have to lose certain clients and keep it moving.
And that's fine.
So some other people fall into the trap of now seeming like they're begging the client. Then you start seeming desperate.
That's true.
Then they don't even value your services that you're
Yeah.
trying to sell to them.
Yeah, and I think more than anything, it's also a transaction, right? And I think as I've grown in my business, I've realized that not every client is for me.
Yeah.
So where you can just fire a client, you're like, actually,
Thank you.
I'd love the money, but this is not the kind of client that I want in
Yeah.
my business, so therefore we can't work together.
But you also do it in a nice way.
Oh yeah, no.
You must do it in a
don't
nice
say
way.
Like that.
And why are you doing that? So that you're also leaving a little bit of room for them to call you at a later stage. Yeah.
Once they've improved and they probably
Yes,
seem a bit more
yes.
ready to work with you now.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I've been thinking about this question ever since we confirmed talking to you, and I've just been struggling to bring it out correctly, and I'm hoping you can just indulge me and gather it, gather what I'm trying to ask. We're in such a digital age where everything is like has to be picture perfect, where more than anything, our image is like the thing that we focus on.
Yeah.
And I know at some point you once got some smoke around the image because you decided to change a couple of things. I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are as far as, especially within the entrepreneurship and the sales sector. What are your thoughts around building an image that sells?
Image is everything. Your clothes are your second skin.
Yeah.
Image sells.
Yeah.
As much as we preach the law of attraction, we always say to people, act as if. Act like that which you'd like to become, so you attract it. If you walk like a lawyer, you dress like a lawyer, you speak like a lawyer, your subconscious mind forgets in a couple of months' time. It starts thinking that you are a real lawyer that you're trying to become.
That's true.
And then it's crazy that a lot of people actually don't understand that uNkulunkulu is always on your side. Mudimu is always on your side. Ramasedi is amazing because everything you're doing, even if when you think when a lady party, everything is working for your own good. Konje, what scripture is that? Everything is working for your own good.
Yeah.
Other people call it the universe. It's concocting or conspiring for your own good.
Yeah.
What you give it is what it's going to give you back,
That's true.
right? But you don't only dream it or speak about it. You gotta put in the work, right? So your mind is a magnet.
Yeah.
That which you want, you attract. But you you don't just you attract what you are,
Yeah.
right? So it's not about what you're looking for. The solutions are not out there. They're all in here. So if you improve this person, you make this person better. You make this person more disciplined, more focused.
Yeah.
So image is everything, right? So people like myself, as I've grown over the years,
Yes.
I was so image conscious. I was one of those people as well. My image is everything.
Yeah, fresh
Suits all the
cut.
time, fresh cut, on point, and it worked for me. It
Yeah.
opened doors. It introduced me to amazing people, and then it also made me. As the success came,
Yes.
the success obviously because I was young, driven by material things, driven by aspiring for labels, brands,
Yeah.
aspiring for fast cars, just like any other young entrepreneur. As you get it, then you
Yes.
start going for all of those
Yeah.
things, and that's the life that I lived in my 20s, all the way to my early 30s. But it's a different ball game as you start growing up. The first growing up that I had to do was when my daughter was born. I was about to turn 34. That's when, around that time, that's when the beginning of More Fire happened. And as you're becoming a father, this person is 1, 2, 3, 4, they're growing. And as you're living this life of now you're fired from the radio station, you've got a bigger vision, you've got a dream, you're building this business, and now you've got a child, now you're a parent. So the priorities change.
Yeah.
What was my priority 5-10 years ago is not what it is now.
Yeah.
Now I'm a father. Now I'm a family man. Or I'm becoming a family man. Now I'm growing a business. My mind thinks differently, and which ushered in the most important part, which was I call it self-love. Going to go seek, or going on a journey to go seek for your roots. And that's what happened to me. Sadly, I lost my father who brought me up in Dadeli. May so rest in peace. I always appreciate him for making me the man that I am.
Wow.
Because if he wasn't there, I don't know what type of a man I could have become.
Wow.
But he stepped in and played a role. He married my mother with a child.
Oh, wow.
And my mother came with me in the marriage. And he was my father. That's why I always give props to stepfathers.
Wow.
You're not simps, guys. You're heroes, because you bring up children that are not yours. You get a lot of flack for it. Sometimes those children, with that unconditional love at a later stage when they're older, they turn against you because you just chose to be a stepfather and show love to an African child that is not yours by blood. But then again, it's always a good thing to show love to African children. And when you play this role, you'll be called names. Maybe the family, your family is not with the idea, etc.
Yes.
But that child that you're bringing up ends up becoming a DJ Sbu, who ends up doing all of this work, who
What are
empowers
the
other
odds?
children, right?
Yeah.
So you mustn't listen to messages that, make you out to be a simp, because
Yeah.
it's always a great idea to show love to an African child. That's what happened to me. I know it firsthand because the person that changed my life was my stepfather. May his soul rest in peace. Passed on in 2017. My biological father passed on in 2007, 2009, around there. Right. So as I'm growing, I was brought up by a stepfather, and I didn't get an opportunity to go to his funeral. My real father, when he passed on, I didn't get an opportunity to go. I had the opportunity, but at the time I was more loyal to my stepfather, and I was young, and I kind of felt going to his funeral would feel like a betrayal. That's why I guess even with my entire life, I never went out to go seek for my father. So when I was growing More Fire, traveling also to Ethiopia, Tanzania, Egypt, Kenya, visiting these different places, and my knowledge is growing, forces you to go search your roots, and that's the journey I decided to take. And when you take that journey, it's a challenging journey. What you're going through internally expresses itself externally. So the knowledge that you're attaining, the things that so I was not the same person that I was, and I was just becoming better with my knowledge. And this knowledge that I was gaining, I guess it kind of somehow started manifesting itself externally.
I see.
And that's when people would say, hey, cut that hair. Hey, why are you speaking this language now?
Yeah.
Hey, what is grounding? Walking barefooted. What is he talking about that we must hug trees, And I understand that a lot of people, especially young, they don't understand certain information. They always say, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, right? So for me, a teacher appeared. And I didn't look back. I pursued that journey. That's why even my book now is about purpose. And I'm not saying people should follow my lead in growing their hair, growing their beard. I mean, it's totally up to you what you
Yeah.
do with your life.
Yeah.
But for me, it's just a journey that I also kind of felt. It included a lot of things, man. It's part of fasting as well. I'm growing something so big, and I'm growing such big things and such great ideas that sometimes when you are working on big projects, you fast, right?
Yeah.
People fast differently. I spoke about fasting earlier on and speaking
Yes.
about health and food
Yeah.
and spiritual reasons. But also, when people fast to build big things, they fast to let go of some of the things they like. I mean, for a
That's
couple
true.
of years, I was not even sexually active. I was abstaining. I was not combing my hair, just letting my hair grow.
Yeah.
I was just pushing my work, engulfing myself in parenthood and just my vision, my journey. Lost a lot of friends.
Yeah.
People can't hang out with you anymore. You don't take their calls anymore. Other people, your mind is different. Like some places,
Yeah.
you don't even want to go there anymore. That's not you anymore. So it was a lot of growth that I've had to go through. And
Yeah.
I guess the answer is that it manifested itself the way it did.
Yeah.
And other people a little bit different. They'll
That's
probably
true.
go through the same journey that I'll go through.
That's true.
And for them, they'll still be very image conscious, maybe.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
But for me, it happened the way it did. And it didn't bother me who says what. I kind of felt, I have to do this now for my children, even for my children's children, while I'm still alive.
Yes.
Because if I delay this process, it'll be even more difficult for them to go search our family tree,
Yeah.
our history, our roots,
Yeah.
because then a lot of people would have died. So that's why I had to go through this journey that I've been going through over the past couple of years for them. So I've searched all the way up to the sixth generation of where
Interesting.
my father comes from.
Sure.
Yeah, and then you find out a lot of things, and a
Yeah.
lot of them I share them on my book. I won't say everything now because
Okay.
I've just given you some exclusive things that I haven't spoken about anywhere else.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah. But
Thank you
it's
very
all
much.
going to be in the book.
Yeah, I love that you are referencing this to growth, because I think it's such a blessing in disguise that when this transition happened, you were already DJ Sbu. You had proven to every other market that you're talented, you know how to do what you're doing, etc. And I think the challenge now is that somebody picks it off from like the ground floor. And I also want to dive a bit into authenticity, because that's the word we use. Like, no, this is like how authentic I am. And I mean, people will probably make reference to people like you saying, well, look, DJ Sbu is like being authentic in himself, not realizing what you said, that there's actually a journey to that authenticity that comes with a specific message that you are called to actually preach, which is so powerful. I find that so interesting. Let's talk about the digital age. I mean, I mentioned earlier that every time I think of like anything digital, like you're there. If I think TV, it's like you're there.
Thank
DJing,
you.
music, podcasting, social media. It's like where is Sbu not present? Now there's more fire. You might be opening a restaurant, or you're going to start a mechanic, a garage, something, because you're a hustler, And I want to ask, from your view, having a huge knowledge around all these things, what do you think are the upcoming digital trends entrepreneurs need to look out for?
The upcoming digital trends will be led and controlled by AI. So my message now to any entrepreneur or any content creator out there,
Yeah.
podcaster, or anybody in the multimedia broadcasting space is learn the brand new AI tools that are going to make your job much easier and that are going to help you achieve a whole lot of incredible things quicker than you could have ever fathomed.
Yeah.
So the new digital trends now is tools that we've always known as tools.
Yeah.
That provide us the ability to be able to do what we do. Very soon will be obsolete, some of them.
Yeah.
Because AI is here.
True.
I started, one of the businesses I started in 2016 was an online radio station called Massive Metro.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, actually, that's
Yeah.
what you were telling me. That's how we met.
Yeah, I came for an interview there.
Yeah.
Yeah, at one of the I think it was Son and Dali.
Yes, Sonia and Dali,
Yes, yeah.
yes. One of the
I
radio
remember that,
shows.
yeah.
For me, apart from giving all of these amazing other presenters that were my colleagues an opportunity to present their own shows and have fun, and also make my business partners and investors happy
Yes.
to build this company, for me, I kind of felt I wanted to relive the energy we had at YFM when I was young. And we're able to do that. Because
Yeah.
I look at the industry now, a lot of the people that worked at Massive Metro, they're all over the industry. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
So one feels great that you've
Yeah.
contributed in other people's lives.
True.
But I also remember how difficult and how much it was a lot of work for them to even sit and edit an episode, to come up with clips even,
Yeah.
to that come up with 2 or 3 clips. Right now, there is an AI app that you download. You just take the link of this 1 hour long podcast, you put it in there, then in 10 minutes this thing has got like 20-30 clips for you.
Yeah.
It's even captioned them.
Yeah.
It's even cut out the silent spaces in between.
Yeah, and transcribed them
And
as
it's
well.
transcribed them for
Yeah.
you, and it's also giving you numerically the ones that stand the highest chance of going viral.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And this
Sure.
is a job I used to look at my editors at Massive Metro take almost the whole morning do. You know, editing one episode, clipping up, listening to punchlines.
Wow.
AI tool just does that for you like this. So it's not only that tool. There's many others to do many other things. So for me, that's why I see the trends going. So if I were to give you advice, I would say go watch as many how-to YouTube videos as possible.
Yeah.
How to. And then you can fill in the missing words, whatever you would like to learn. And then there'll probably somebody out there in the world who's done a video like that to try and educate you about the new AI tools. And there's a lot of them. Even for people who are doing trading, people who are in crypto, people who are in anything. Even if you're running an e-commerce business, you are on, like whatever you're doing, there are AI tools right now to make your job much easier. So those are the trends, and that's where the world is going now.
Yeah. I'm quite interested to see what you're going to be doing during, like, as the AI era move forward. Because you're quite innovative and you jump onto stuff quite quickly, I've noticed.
I have to.
Yeah.
Because I also have to, for the people that follow me that don't have the luxury of Wi-Fi the whole day. You remember, other young people are struggling. They don't even have Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
For them to just get Wi-Fi for 30 minutes is a luxury. So I have it all the time. And because I attain that information, I can't just hog on information. Like I share it. Now I'm open with sharing things. Like whatever I know, I share. I do videos, I write books, I speak at seminars, at conferences. Now I've got a radio platform. I'll be using the radio to spread the info, you know. So I always kind of feel it's for purpose for other people as well. So I'm forced to. I have to evolve, learn this thing quickly so that I share it with other children. Those who listen will listen and they'll better their lives.
Yes. I like that so much. So in closing, I told you earlier, I'm a bit selfish with my podcast. I invite people that I really want to learn from.
Yes, ma'am.
And I want to ask, I know we haven't had like quite a lot of time to actually interact together, but I wanted to ask you, what would be the biggest advice you'd give me as a businesswoman? Is
that what you're already doing? You're already on the right path. Like you're already on the right path to success, because every business person has to build a platform for themselves.
Yeah.
And initially that platform was having a social media platform that you just keep on growing. And you use that social media platform to build your brand.
Yeah.
If that brand is you as a person, that's fine. If that brand is your company, that's fine.
Yeah.
If that brand is your career or the things that you teach with the knowledge that you have, maybe you're an educator, that's fine.
Yeah.
So what you've done, when you've gone over and above just being on social media and you've started a podcast. And starting a podcast, being a business person, it allows you longevity because now you've got a voice, you've got a platform to learn from, and to also bring in people that can not only educate you, but educate people that follow your work or people that you inspire. But what's nice is that you have got a platform for your business to be advertised on. So even if it's difficult, or you don't have money to advertise anywhere else, you've got your own platform to then share your business. And even invite other people that might be going through similar business challenges as you.
That's true.
So the advice that I would have wanted to give you, you're already doing it. Like you've got the right image, you're looking good, you love what you do, you've already started your social media platforms, you've got a podcast, you've identified a niche, and you are consistent in that niche. You're getting the right guests, you know, the likes of Sbu.
100%.
You know, and those are some of the strategies that you got to use, because now if you're going to go knock on other doors trying to invite other people, some people want to check out what is that podcast
That's
about,
true,
because for now podcasts are still new, and some people, when you invite them, they think gossip, controversy, and no, they want to know what your podcast is about. So if they start seeing people like Sbu, they start seeing this type of image, they start seeing you focusing on entrepreneurship, then anybody can come to your platform.
That's true.
So you're already doing all the right things. For me, the one thing I'd ask you is just don't stop. Consistency, because consistency is the only currency that matters right now. Yeah.
That's it in my spirit. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm proud of you, Siswami.
Thank
God
you
bless
very
you.
much. What's the biggest business hurdle you've had to overcome? I know I said last question, but I thought
I know
about
it's
this as
fine. You can ask anything. Yeah.
I was like,
no problem.
I'm curious to know.
The biggest business hurdle, it's always been money, man. Just like everybody else out there. It's money, man. And other people think because you DJ Sbu is easy. No, it wasn't easy. Like I didn't, it was just difficult. Like everything, I've just had to do it the hard way. So finance, money. But how things get better is you just using the little that you've got and just keep going. As I did say earlier on, like whatever it is, people start seeing what you're doing. People start offering you platforms to come speak at. People start offering you, little things. And some people will start offering you a little bit of money here and there. Or people will start buying your products. Or because then they hear your story, they hear what you're about, they touch and feel your product, and they see that you are of great quality, you don't compromise there. Then gangan, you'll win people. 1 people, 3 people, 9 people, 11 people, 31 people, 100 people, 300, 700. They'll just keep growing. It's just about that consistency. So a lot of people, would have done this thing for so. Even McG, by the way, guys, go Google a clip of where I was not even prophesying McG's success. Like I could just tell that this guy is on the right track.
Wow.
He was almost on 100 episodes already. So when lockdown hit, we had a very long chat, almost an hour. The guy wanted to give up, right? So go check out actually that. There's also another interview where we're talking about that. I'm encouraging him on a podcast like what I'm doing with you now.
Yeah.
And I think when he reached 1 million subscribers, people on the internet somehow found that video to bring it back. And they were saying, thank you, Grootman. Thank you for speaking life into McG.
Yeah.
So I could already see that he's on the right path. There's nothing amazing that I did. I just spoke life into him. It's just like you. You're already on the right track.
Yeah.
I'm just, in contributing. Penuel the Black Pen, I already saw that he's on the right path.
Wow.
Beginning of 2022, I just saw, let me pull this brother into my light and do whatever I can to contribute in his greatness, because I think he's a different and an amazing mind, whether people like him or they don't. But I just see something here. Let me also just contribute. And a whole lot of others I can name drop, right?
Yes.
So I see you guys doing...
Me.
So yeah,
And I can name
so
drop
no,
me.
and it's the same thing. Like I can already see you on the right path.
Thank you.
That's why my message is just keep going. And then just keep doing these strategic moves where you get people like Abu Sbuda to come.
Yes.
And then you know what I mean? Just, but you're on the right path. Everything is on point. Just don't stop.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time to come and talk to us. This was so powerful. I'm hoping we get the opportunity when the book launches to actually have a sit-down conversation around the book.
I would definitely love that. Actually, I would love to invite you guys we're doing a podcast and music festival.
Oh, lovely.
Youth Month on the 14th and the 15th of June at Emperor's Palace.
Oh, we're there.
So it'll be great to have you guys there. Yeah. Have your own stall there, invite
Yes.
your own guests.
Yeah.
But it'll just be a sea of other podcasters.
Oh, nice.
Because we are seeing this industry grow in the country. So I kind of feel, why not? Let's just do a podcast and music festival.
Yeah.
So the SABC is one of our sponsors. They're on board.
Okay.
And a lot of podcasters have joined in. They're on board. Some of the biggest podcasts in the country, they're on board.
Nice.
So it's going to be a great weekend. I'm looking forward to seeing you there as well.
Yeah. No, definitely. We're looking forward to coming. Thank you so much.
Oh, you coming?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Already. I'm like, we're there. Team, are you guys listening? We're there. Thank you so much, DJ Sbu. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. And if you are joining us, whether you're watching this or you're listening to this online, I hope we've kept you great company and you're writing beautiful notes, because this was such an amazing conversation, you guys, and I learned so much. So thank you once again for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time.